Chapter 12 of Just for Juniors, Little Talks to Little Folks by Rev. Gerald T. Brennan. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Maria Therese. Chapter 12 The Flying Lady. A circus is always lots of fun. People like to watch the clowns, the dancing elephants, the bears on skates, the trained seals, the monkeys, the lions, and the tigers. Oh, there are so many interesting things to see at a circus. But do you know what part of the circus I like best? I like the acrobats, the men and women who do tricks high up in the air. For me, the acrobats are always the best part of the circus. Now, this morning I want to tell you a story about the circus. It's a true story, children, and a very, very sad one. Listen. A few summers ago a great circus played in the city of Hartford. It was a fine, sunny afternoon. Men, women, and children crowded into the big tent to see the show. For more than an hour thousands of people laughed at the funny clowns and clapped for the animals when they did their tricks. They listened to the band and ate popcorn and peanuts. Everyone was happy. Everyone was having a grand time. Then came the greatest act in the circus. A family of acrobats climbed long ladders and reached the very top of the tent. And what do you think the acrobats did? While the band played soft music, the acrobats rode bicycles forward and backward across a piece of wire stretched 40 feet above the crowd. Men, women, and children held their breath as they watched the daring performers, and they all felt better when the act was finished. Then one of the acrobats, a young girl looking very much like a pink butterfly, prepared to do a special act. Every eye was on the girl as she started to walk across the wire. But, suddenly, something terrible happened. The cry of "Fire! Fire!" ran through the tent. The circus tent was on fire. Of course, everybody left their places and rushed to the doors, but the circus lady, hoping to calm the people, went on with her act. When the flames began to spread, however, the circus lady hurried down the ladder and ran toward the door. In the excitement she stumbled and fell to the ground, and men, women, and children walked right over her. She tried to get up, but she couldn't, and no one paid any attention to her. A little girl saw the circus lady on the ground. "Please, please," cried out the little girl, "someone help the circus lady! Someone save her!" A man, hearing the cries of the little girl, lifted the lady to her feet and carried her to safety. Yes, the cries of a little girl saved the circus lady from the burning tent. Children, do you know why I told that story? Well, I told that story because I think that the poor souls in purgatory are very much like the circus lady. The poor souls are surrounded by flames. Like the circus lady, the poor souls are helpless. They can't help themselves. Perhaps your cry, a prayer from you, will rescue the poor souls from their sufferings and carry them safely to God. When a person dies, children, his body is placed in the grave. Yes, the dead body is placed in the ground, but the soul of the dead person is not placed in the ground. Oh, no! Before that soul can go to heaven, it must pay God back for every sin that soul made on earth. Perhaps, too, that soul may have some small sins on it, and those sins must come off before the soul can get into heaven. So that soul must spend some time in purgatory suffering for its sins. There are many poor souls in purgatory today, souls of people who, at one time, lived on this earth. When they lived on earth, those people could get as much grace as they wished, for they had the Mass and the sacraments. But now, they don't have these things, and they can't get grace for themselves. The poor souls can't pray, and they can't go to church. They can't go to confession or receive Holy Communion. The poor souls can't do anything to gain grace, and thus shorten their time in purgatory. But you, boys and girls, can help the poor souls. You can shorten their time in purgatory. Why, you can even get them out of purgatory and hurry their souls to God. How many of you would like to help the poor souls? Well, that's fine. Now here's what you can do. You can pray for the poor souls, and perhaps your one Hail Mary will get some poor soul out of purgatory. Here's something else you can do. When you come to church on Sunday, Why don't you offer for the poor souls all the graces from the Mass? Once in a while offer up your Holy Communion for them. These are ways by which you can help. Boys and girls, the poor souls are crying out to you for help. Don't let them down. Your prayers will save them from the fires of purgatory. Get busy and pray now. Pray every day for the poor souls. End of chapter 12.